Yeah, and Luke, you gotta love, a whole new internet and still having issues. So, we're back live on my end. We're back live on my end, and it's gonna be an exciting race out here tonight, Luke. We got a stacked field at CMS, all the way from AJ Benish down to the end of the pack. Top 20s rounded out with the janitor. Uh-oh, first caution on the second lap, and the 88 car is gonna be involved heavily in that one. Yeah, we got one fast repair out here, so if they need it, they can use it. But it's the second lap of a super long race, Luke, so I wouldn't want to use that fast repair if I didn't have to. Yeah, and the 88 goes around and gets pretty heavily into Tyler Vickery there. Definitely going to be some damage. Alex Knobloch getting into it with the 88 car. Yeah, maybe felt himself starting to slide and tried to correct it by braking. Let's take another look here. Definitely an odd checkup. Yeah, an unfortunate start for Tyler Vickery. Not much he can do about that one. Yeah, that it is, but another ninth gear driver of Tyler Vickery involved in some damage. He seems to be opting to try to repair it naturally, so keep you updated on him, keep you updated on the 75 car, and keep you updated on um Alex Knobloch, excuse me. Yeah, I do believe we're gonna be going green. Got to sort it out pretty early. Only gonna be a few laps of pacing, and on lap 5, the green flag is in the air and it is waving. We're green here at Kansas for the second time tonight with an AJ Benish restart as he hops out in front of the 05 of Michael Carroll, both the number 5s in the lead, but Jeff Schmeier getting around Carroll. on the restart there, and he's got some speed. Yeah, I've heard from some of the drivers that it could be a multi-groove track, but realistically, they don't want it to be a multi-groove track, meaning once these tires get worn down a little, there's going to be a preferred line, but as of right now, they could make it 2, 3 wide with no troubles. Yeah, and right now your top five is going to be AJ Benish, Jeff Meyer, Chris Hudson, Michael Carroll, and Stelian Tarlev. 5 car hanging on to his lead pretty well. But it looks like we have 26 of 27 cars on the lead lap still. 75 car of Richard appearing to be 4 laps down. Yeah, and as we dig deeper into the evening, Luke, it's going to change the temperature of this track. It's going to change the dynamic of the way these guys want to drive it. It's about 8 o'clock right now, 7:41 as you read on the time. And, that's only going to get later and later as the sun's probably going to go down towards the back half of this race. Right now, we're looking at a cool 82-degree track temp with a 78-degree ambient temperature. So interesting to see, how the temperature of the track fares tonight, Luke. And some sort of screen shaking issue now. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it. No, I'm talking like if you look at the broadcast, the cars are like jitter lagging around. Um, let me see if I can fix it. Bear with us. And we are back and hopefully better because this is just really starting to piss me off, Luke.
You know, Kevin, I'd have to agree with you there. It doesn't take much to piss me off out here, and Spectrum really seems to be just sending us through the ringer out here after just an absolute
Oh,
annoying
and we're
first good
wrecking.
day. Oh boy. And
I'm not quite sure
not
where.
too sure where. I'm not seeing any crash readings.
Check Connor Patton. He's down a lap now.
Oh, seeing seems to be all right. We're watching Connor Patton on the yellow.
Looks good to me. Are you reading anything on the crash reports?
Nothing. I'm getting nothing.
Huh.
Go back to the time of the caution one more time and just cycle through the drivers, I guess, and just see if anybody involved in something. This is time of the caution.
Possibly just one of those things.
I suppose.
Well, AJ Benish leads still out here. Jeff Schmeier in second. Chris Hudson in third. Michael Carroll fourth. And Joe Nathan in fifth. Some familiar faces, nonetheless, Luke, out here running your top five.
Yeah, there really is out here, Kevin. And I mean, I'm not too familiar with Kansas myself, as you know. Just a comment: we got about half the field taking pits right now. Just thought I'd point that out.
Yeah,
But
they're splitting it up.
yeah, but like I said, I'm not the most familiar with the track out here of Kansas. As a matter of fact, I just purchased it once again, so don't know much. But from what I've heard, like you said, it's a very multi-line track, or at least from what we've heard from some of the drivers. So I'm really interested to see what groove works, especially the later on we get into this race. And I mean, just glancing at the track temp, it hasn't really changed much at all just yet since our last little intermission here. And yeah, I don't really know what that caution was for. I'll be completely honest. Maybe we'll maybe ask one of the fellas. We're at ninth gear and see what they see if any of them know.
Um, yeah, I would
Or
love to, Luke, but
are they in the leverage?
I don't
Discord?
know. I'm gonna leave them alone.
That's fine. That's fine. I can get it figured out. Oh, they're in the CMS channel.
Yeah, Tyler, unfortunate start to your day.
Yeah, he is registering not on the field right now.
Hmm. In the pits or just out of race?
Out of race.
I got you. Well, Luke, we're pacing around here as the pace truck comes in. It's gonna be our third restart. AJ Benish in the lead with Jeff Schmeier on his outside. And here we go, racing once again.
And off we go. And it's still the command of AJ Binish. I feel like we've been saying that a couple times out here tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, just a couple. Um, you know, no surprise so far with that. So I'm just trying to.
Huh.
What's up, Luke?
Just I don't know if this is just me or I'm looking at our YouTube and I'm seeing that we're still live under the I'm seeing two lives right now at the same time. I don't know how.
Well, let me check.
There's no one in the second one
No,
or the old one,
I'm
but
just seeing the one. So,
it just must just be a me thing.
unfortunate, Tyler. But the third caution's out here, Luke.
And that it is. We're gonna have to look around here and figure out where that one's at. And I'm reading. Let's see. Alex Knobloch was involved in that one as well as Jose Medina.
And we're gonna have to go back and see how that one happened. Then we know Alex Knobloch maybe had a little bit of damage from the first incident, but I don't think anything severe. Oh, Jose
Oh,
comes and clears him
and just
out.
clears him out.
Ooh,
Holy shit.
that was a hard hit, Luke.
That it was. Alex is definitely going to be feeling that one in the morning. Jose Medina coming down with some force, even in slow-mo, just hooks Alex Knobloch.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, and they both go hard into the wall there and collect somebody else there at the end. I didn't really get a good read on who that was who caught the tail end of that one, but I think somebody caught a bump there at the end. That's just a little one, just a little graze. Seems like it was mainly just between the two of them.
Yeah,
But
good on
unfortunate
them.
for them.
Hate when people say be yourself.
What am I hearing?
That was the transition from the fucking replay on
No.
SDK.
Some sort of ad that's on my computer, oddly enough.
So much for that advice that nobody
What am I
before, but unfortunately,
fucking hearing? Okay, I got it.
No.
It's gone. Whatever it was, it's
Fast
gone.
repair.
I just closed out of all my Google tabs.
Well, regardless. One fast repair on the night. So we've seen three cautions out here so far tonight, Kevin. How do you think the guys are looking at here in terms of fast repairs and stuff?
Yeah, Luke, honestly, I was saying before the race, I thought this would be one of our better days as far as yellows go. Maybe see 5 or 6, 7 or 8. But we're on, about the same pace we've been on the past couple weeks, where I wouldn't exactly be surprised if we got into the double digits.
And then at the same time, we've seen these guys, tighten it up before and just go on a straight green streak. So it's gonna be tough to see what these. Really interesting to see what these guys do out here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A little bit smaller field than when we started. We've lost, I think, 2 cars out here tonight as far as, lead lappers go. Alex Knobloch trying to work through some damage now. We'll keep you updated on his status. And then the 75 car of Richard trying to pick up laps, who's picked up now 2 of them. Your top 10 reads Benish, Schmeier, Carroll, Hudson, McCaffrey, Collier, Partridge, Lidke, Japelski, and Donati. So it's, definitely a anybody's race still, Luke. We're only 27 laps into this one. You have any predictions out here tonight at Kansas? Guess not. No predictions from Luke.
Mike was muted. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, I don't really know the most about the track personally myself, but if we're talking just from what I've seen so far from these drivers, I mean, AJ Benish has looked pretty promising out here so far in this start. I mean, he's been leading about every lap out here, to my knowledge. But we'll see if he can keep that streak continuing out here. As we're going green out here once again.
Hey Jay, how we doing, brother?
Kansas. You know what I would love for once?
A clean stream on your end?
That and to be able to see the fucking chat for once. I mean, I can just never find it easily. I don't know why.
Regardless, We're the back green racing out here, and AJ Benish has about 3/10 of a second up, and we're seeing some good fights mid-pack. It looks like Stelly and Tarlev and the 68 car of Mitchell are battling it out. It looks like the 85 car of Shabelsky and the 94 of Pitzenberger are battling it out. Let's take a look at P17 Noah Loveridge. Let's take a look at him because he's fighting tight right now with the 88 of Gonzalez, Luke. Ooh, yeah,
they're running tight back there.
They're peaking at maybe even 3 wide back there as the 98 tries to follow pursuit. Seems like Noah Loveridge has a lot of speed out there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and we're seeing wrecking. 56 of Stelly Tarlev comes down under the track. It looks like he's going to collect with the 88.
That's Gonzalez. We know he's been involved in a couple of them tonight. Yep, no chat for old Luke. I guess I'll just never be able to find it.
I'd love a date with Jennifer Aniston for once. My goals must be different. Yeah, Jay, you know, I suppose that's a, I don't know about a reasonable goal. It's definitely a goal.
Let's go back and take a look at what happened back there to cause that one.
You know, Luke, whenever you want to hit play.
As soon as I can find the fucking cockpit camera. What the hell? There it is. Watching the onboard of Noah Loveridge, saying he was, oh boy. I think it actually happened on his outside.
A lot of blinking. I don't know if that's an hour thing or if Stellian was lagging there, but it makes you wonder as they go 3 wide. Like I was calling live, you know, the 98 was trying to follow pursuit. Oh, that's a big net code.
Whoa. Oh my. And that was definitely some net code, to say the least, out there. We'll look at it back maybe one more time. I don't really know who else we should really watch here. I feel like maybe let's watch the... Let's see here. I guess let's watch Higgins. So I'm just a little confused. The contact back there, like it was just crazy net code, I think. Oh my god, yeah.
Huh. And
That is so weird.
yeah, Tyler, we know, man. It's being streamed from my end this time because Luke was having some problems and we're trying to get it figured out, but definitely an interesting wreck there, Luke. It seemed like a lot of net code, but it also seemed like the 3 wide just wasn't doing it, you know, right there. As that's where the initial contact happened.
Yeah, I'm sorry. iRacing was being a little funny there. But we're back live here, and we're pacing around out here, I believe, for the last time before we go green once again. It's going to be, I think, lap 34 as we go green.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have some staying out. Look, if you go ahead and take a look at the battle box again, the 78 car of Anderson stays out. The number 10 of Noah Loveridge stays out, though he did come in on number 20. The 24 of Medina stays out. He came in on 25. And then the rest of the guys just came in this time around on 31. So the top 3 cars on a little bit different strategy.
But off we go. Green once again out here at Kansas. The sun is beginning to set out here. They're already 3 wide off the start. And that front pack is looking dangerous off this jump, Kevin. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, and they're 3 wide racing all the way through, and they're pushing,
boy.
they're shoving. The look to the bottom by Joe Nathan as he's side by side. AJ Benish now, Loveridge and Anderson in front of them. Got a serious battle. Who's going to try to get around two here? As the 78 car goes to the top. And, almost
AJ Benish
pitches.
looking for 3 wide.
AJ Benish.
He's going to look for it. No, he hits him into the 78. He goes up into the wall. David Anderson. Hard into the wall. And I think we might have just heard his motor explode. He's going to come back down. He's going to clip the 39. He's going to go up into the wall.
Higgins.
That's Mike Higgins. And there's the caution.
Ooh. And that caution looped all the way down the backstretch. I mean, you could see it happening.
Nasty one.
Anderson was hard into the wall, and then he kept hitting the wall, until finally collecting an unlucky Mike Higgins out there.
Yeah, and you see him take the tow there. His truck motor is toast. We're going to go back and take a look at what caused all that. Because, I mean, we know there's a lot of... It happened literally right up there in the very front. Let's watch. Yeah, we'll just watch him. Yeah, it is a pretty nice paint scheme. Ooh. Yeah, AJ just kind of gets up into him a little bit, I think.
Oh, and that's the first hit. Then, yeah, I think he blew up there. No control. He's coming down the track, and Mike Higgins just has no clue of it, and that causes, the second incident, which inevitably was the reason for the yellow flag coming out.
So far, though, just looking at Mike's truck after the end of that, it doesn't really look that bad. So we can only hope that his vehicle's all right after receiving the short end of the straw on that one, that's for sure. But looking around right now, I'm not seeing David Anderson on the field. Not seeing quite a few guys not on the field. I'm not seeing Tyler Vickery, Shauna Mosley. I'm not seeing Gonzalez. I'm not seeing David Anderson. I'm not seeing Alex Nabla. And I'm a big old idiot sandwich because I didn't have it on TV mode. So David Anderson not reading on the track. Juan Gonzalez, Shauna Mosley, and Tyler Vickery. Alex is still on the track.
All reading as gone right now. And, I'm taking a peek at Mike Higgins in car. He doesn't look too bad. He doesn't look too beat up, just from what I can see. So hopefully he'll be all right, as he definitely drew the short straw there involving the incident with David Anderson, who is gone.
Oh, yeah. He took a hard hit there. I think we're going to be going green this next time by out here, Kevin. It's going to be lap 39 of 134. We are not very far along into this race, Kevin, and we've seen a lot of cautions.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we're on pace right now for, over 15 cautions. I hear Luke. Hopefully these guys can rein it in a little bit. And, I want to see a green flag pit. I don't know if that's a little optimistic, but that's what I want to see.
I also want to see a green flag pit. At the pace we've seen right now, I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm definitely hopeful. I mean, I feel like it could happen. They get their things together. I think we could get it going.
I think it was 26 or 27 on our broadcast in a 200 lap Daytona race, and I never want to have to go through a broadcast like that ever again. My throat was hurting like a bitch after that one, Luke.
Yeah, my throat hurt like a bitch. I had to go to work the next morning in like 3 hours. I mean, it was just all around just one of the most gut-wrenching experiences I've ever
I think it was our highest paying broadcast ever, though.
That it was, but enough about us getting paid. These fellas are about to go green out here once again. And shut the hell up, Kevin. We're fucking racing out here.
Yeah, here we go. Noah Loveridge on the lead. He gets a good jump, and The flagman's going crazy. AJ Benish follows though. He's on his preferred line out in front of Joe Nathan and Chris Hudson.
Noah
And
Loveridge and AJ Benish now working the lead.
yeah, AJ Benish looks to the inside of Noah Loveridge. Oh,
A
they're
little bit of
side by
bumping
side.
there
A
going into
little bit of
turn 3.
bumping.
I mean, that's expected on a track like this. It's not a very big track. The guys can get close to each other, but boy, that battle back there for third is looking a little sketchy there. We saw them getting a little tight.
Noah Loveridge hot on the tail of AJ Benish, though. He's still within a tenth of a second. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Benish and Loveridge stand right next to each other right now. Loveridge peeking at the outside in the turn. He's not going to have it. But looking not too far off of him. Another one of ninth gear zone, Michael Carroll. He's running in P5. He's not too far off of his teammate. Looking back right behind him, another one, Nick Donati. He's running his bumper. Two teammates probably working together out there. Looking a little further throughout the track. We're not seeing any crazy battles right now. I'm seeing a lot of 2 wide right now. There's Tim Collier and, oh, look who's behind him. The janitor, Pitzenbarger.
Yeah, and Connor Patton behind him. He was a lap down at one point, so he's made it back, and he's looking to get some positions up as he looks to the inside of the janitor, and he's gonna have it more than likely going into 1 and 2 here as he dips below the white line for a little bit of extra speed, and he's got the pass
He's
on
gonna
not
have it.
only him but also the 24 of Jose Medina.
Yeah, it seems like for the most part, everyone else is just
Jeff
single
Schmeier
file
to the
wide right
lead.
now. Yeah, Jeff's been kind of waiting in that second, third place about all night from what I remember. And I think this is his first taste of the lead out here as they're getting ready to go across the start finish once again. And it's lap 43 of 134. That's going to
AJ
be
Benish looks low on Jeff Schmeier. He gets the lead back momentarily. He's clear for now, and he's going to take a crossover by Jeff Schmeier as he looks to the inside, though. He's got the speed, and he has the inside. They're fighting, Luke.
yeah, they're racing pretty hard up there for the lead already, and it's very short on into this race. And do you remember the tire count for this race, Kevin?
Yeah, 4 sets out here. I heard it's not going to be a big issue. They probably won't burn through all their tires. So I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about, how many they have, more about, when they take those tires.
Right.
I would assume second set was probably taken around that lap 31 pit for a lot of these guys, though.
Oh, yeah.
Noah
And it was good seeing you again, Jay. Thanks for stopping by, man. I'm sure we'll see you in the next one.
Noah Loveridge and Chris Hudson now in a battle for 4th and 5th place as Chris Hudson looks to the bottom, and he's got a lot of speed coming out of it.
Oh, up into the wall a little bit is Noah Loveridge.
Yeah, Loveridge had a taste of the wall there. Good on him for keeping it straight, but he's got Nick Donati hot on his tail now.
Good check out by the Naughty, though, for not getting up into his bumper. I'm sure they were running close.
The 21 car of Drew Lidkey on the tail of both of them. Probably wants to find a way around. Oh,
he was looking at that inside
close.
There for a second.
The door shut real quick on that one.
That it did. Donati's going to settle up in front of Loveridge, but look at Ray Partridge. He's making a pass on the inside right now going into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, him and the 21 car both have a lot of speed going on that bottom side. It looks like the 93 and the 10 car.
Donati getting up into the wall a little bit.
Getting up into the wall, maybe burn their tires up a little bit. So definitely going to be interesting to see how this plays out as we have a battle for 6th place out here. Battle for 5th place, actually. Ray Partridge in the lead
Donati
now
getting
on
close to his bumper. Giving him a little bit of a bump there.
Donati letting him know he's there. Multiple battles going on our screen right now, Luke. Not only for 5th, but for 7th place, because it seems like the 21 car of Drew Lidkey and Noah Loveridge kind of had something going on there for a second.
Yeah, but it seems like most of them are going to sort it out there for the most part. Nothing crazy. Joe Nathan's getting pretty close to Mike Higgins right now. Mike Higgins has had a difficult night, to say the least, so far, but he's still running in P14, so he's not in a terrible spot. But as we look back up here to the leaders, it's It's Jeff Schmeier by about almost half a second now. AJ Benish and Michael Carroll getting close to them. Michael Carroll making up some time.
Yeah, Drew Lidkey and Nick Donati still battling back there for that P6 position. It seems Partridge got a little bit of room going for 5. But, who's that in the red right there? Or
20,
the orange?
That is the 216. That's Anthony James. He's a lap down.
Okay, I got you. Excuse me for a
He's
little
losing
bit.
speed quick. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I mean they're back and forth for that P6 right now. Drew Lidkey and Nick Donati.
And they're running side by side. Donati looking for the pass on the outside in the back straightaway. He's going to be clear right before he goes into the turn, but he's not going to make a move there. He's going to give the lead to Drew Lidkey for 6th place, but Donati is hot on his heels.
Yeah, and as much as these guys probably want to get positions on each other and race each other for position, you gotta imagine they're probably burning their cars out a decent bit more than these guys running single file, taking the lines that they want to.
Yeah, and Kevin, if you were out there, what line would you be running around this this stage of the race? We're not a whole lot of laps in, but enough time to where the guys that have been out there and really burning up the tires have kind of. I mean, you're starting to see the tire wear show. What line would you be running right now?
Honestly, I'd be pushing it pretty high right now. It feels like this is where we're gonna see that green flag run that I was talking about. It just kind of seems like these guys have settled in enough that I honestly believe we could see at least 15, 20 more laps green before we see a caution. So if I was out there, I'd be saving as much tires as I can, in preparation for the later game sort of thing. The sets of tires isn't going to be an issue, but you just can't come in whenever you want and take them. So I personally wouldn't be pushing it too hard right now.
And a little bit of a battle going on right now between Chris Hudson and Michael Carroll. They're fighting for 3rd place. They're side by side.
Yeah, and Tim Collier gets the pass on Nick Donati for 7th place. Tim Collier's making moves now.
And a lot of the guys who might have, saved those tires earlier on are starting to make their moves now.
Yeah, let's take a look at the last lap times and see how this compares out here, Luke. I know we got a lot of different
We'll look at our
timings
top
going
20
on.
split right now, just because I believe that's the ones that are on lead lap.
It looks like the best time has gone to Chris Hudson most recently with the 32:04. With the worst time going to Nick Donati. Now, is he saving tires or has he worn them off already? I couldn't tell you. It seems like Mike Higgins has about that same time, and Michael Carroll has a pretty
Nick
slow
Donati getting
time.
up into the wall a little bit there between turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, that could also have something to do with it. If he's making contact with the wall, that just can't be helping his lap times. But
They're refreshing now.
as far as this lap goes, it looks like Drew Lidkey's gonna have about the same lap time we just saw from Chris Hudson. So, they can push it to the low 32s.
AJ Benish looking for the move on the inside, and now he's going to take the lead.
Yeah, and that's surprising because they've been running about the same lap times, give or take maybe, a tenth of a second. But for him to make up 3/10 of a second that quickly, something must have happened. But Jeff Schmeier not giving up easily.
Yeah. I was about to say they're really fighting up there for the lead, transferring back and forth, flip flop for the lead. AJ Benish and Jeff Schmeier going down the back straightaway. AJ going to have a good run going into the turn.
Yeah,
he's
let's
clear
go
by
back
about
and
a
take
car
a
and a
look at
half.
the gaps and see how we're looking on that. This has been our longest green flag run. It's been about 22 laps. So, I'm sure some of these guys are starting to get a little nervous. Did I push the car too hard? Is it time to start pushing it harder? Just, different things to start thinking about out here.
Yeah, definitely a lot of things to consider out here, and I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, like I told you, it wouldn't have surprised me earlier if we see that random little light switch where these guys start to get a good green flag run. So I mean, who knows how long this will carry?
Yeah, and it looks like the guys of Lovers Motorsports are starting to hook up together too. We have running 10th, Noah Loveridge, running 11th, Connor Patton, running 13th, Devin McCaffrey. Mike Higgins only falls 4 positions back on him. So, I'm not saying this is a team race at Kansas out here, but it definitely helps to know who you're running around.
Oh yeah, they're all working together, no doubt, trying to make up positions around this around the 94 of Pitzenbarger.
Connor Patton looks low on leverage though. Maybe he's trying to make another position or cover on Pitzenbarger, but regardless, Drew Lidke hops into the top 5 after overtaking Ray Partridge. Ray Partridge had a good run in the practice races on Friday. He was looking up front throughout the race. AJ Benish able to win those though.
And they're running pretty tight there for 5th place right now. But he's going to be, Drew Lidke's now going to be hunting down the number 05, Michael Carroll, who is hanging about half a second off the leaders, give or take. They're not running too far off of each other. They're pretty much just 1, 2, 3 out there for the leaders. And how about Chris Hudson making his way up into 2nd place, Kevin?
Yeah, no doubt a good run for Chris Hudson so far. I mean, seems like he's held on to those tires about as best as anybody, and he's putting up good laps out here, about 6 seconds or 0.6 seconds behind the lead.
And we're looking at last lap times. So we'll see what they look like when they cross the start finish here this time by.
Yeah, a lot of tire wear. Looks like our best lap is gonna be Chris Hudson's, I do believe. I'm not seeing much of anything better. Tim Collier had a good lap as well. But as they're all crossing the finish line, we're seeing updates on that.
Zabelski had a pretty good lap too.
Yeah, good lap for him. But other than that, I mean, it looks like everybody's wearing their tires off pretty evenly out here, Luke.
Yeah, and leaders are now starting to approach another lap car. That's 2:16 once again of Anthony James. They're making their passes on him now. He's his truck has definitely seen better days.
Yeah, no doubt. I
To say
mean,
the least.
he's got some damage. Maybe wants a caution to come back and see if he can fix any more of that up. But at this point, I think his day, isn't looking good. I wouldn't say come to an end, but definitely is not looking good. So let's take a look back at the gaps. It looks like AJ Benish has opened up a little bit more time on Chris Hudson, making it 9/10 of a second, as opposed to the 6/10 we just saw. Michael Carroll has fallen another half second, but it seems like everybody's kind of holding, onto that same amount of time in between each other, except for Drew Lidke. He seems to be making up pretty good time, Luke. Maybe not falling back as fast as some of the other guys out here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, with my little knowledge on this track, it really is tough to say. I really don't know too much about the tracks. It's kind of tough for me to read what the different strategies might be on this track. But I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say. It seems like he's definitely losing pace now on AJ Minish. I think I'm hearing a little bit of wall rubbing back there from some of the guys. And we saw a little bit there from Drew Lidke. Got up into the wall just a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like the fuel window's about 50 laps out here, Luke. They've run about 31 on this set, so the window opens up around lap 84. Obviously they could come before then if they, feel they want an extra set of tires on their car, or if they want to, just split it down the middle, maybe get some right sides or something. But it seems like they're really gonna have to start worrying about this around laps 83, 84 area, as far as just strictly fuel goes. But as we look to Noah Loveridge, I mean, he hasn't taken fuel since lap 20, so he's probably only got about 10 more laps on his tank.
Yeah, and they're all still running. Was that 13, 12, 11th?
Hey, Stroop, how we doing? There's been 5 early cautions, but ever since lap 31, it's been a miraculous green flag run. So, it started out rough, but getting more and more green as we go. As Pitzenbarger is going to make the pass. Let's take a look at P10 because Pitzenbarger's just made the pass on Donati. McCaffrey just made the pass on Donati. That's 2 cars around him. Now Connor Patton's working on him. But that whole group of about 5 cars, it's got 3 Leverage Motorsports guys within it, and all of them want to make it up to the front of the pack.
McDonati slipping to the high line there, giving the room for Connor Patton and Noah Leverage behind him.
No causes by any of the Leverage guys. Alex got caught up in one, unfortunately, that gave him a lot of nose damage. But as for the aggressors, no Leverage guys. Donati's gonna let the 10 car and the 7 car on by on the inside as he falls to about P12, but he's still fighting if you want to go back and look. I know we got some lap traffic coming up here, but I do want to see the battle between P12 and P13 because they're still fighting with each other here.
Yeah, they are. They're just doing everything they can to hold their ground and stay up in those positions.
Yeah, and they're about 10 seconds off the lead, but I mean, every position matters because I'd assume we're going to see another caution out here, and, track position's king in races like this, so, definitely still battling each other, but as for Noah Loveridge, I'd assume, he's probably starting to think pit soon.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be looming in these drivers' minds.
What about
Looking
Jose
back at their
Medina? Let's take a look at P15. I know he was on a little bit of a different strategy as well. We read he pit 25, so only 6 laps before everyone else, but that'll come into play, so he'll have to pit within the next 10 laps, I'd assume.
Yeah, Kevin. I mean, what would you do out here? Let's say you're running the one of the earlier pit strategies. You got to come in early. What are you trying to do to stay up to pace with these other guys out here, the other drivers?
Well, look, in my opinion, you got 2 options out here. You can either, touch up on fuel and take right sides, get back out there with in a better position and hope a caution falls soon within the next like 10, 15 laps. Or you could just, come in when you need to, which is going to be within the next 5, 10 laps and take everything. And that'll give you a little bit of an advantage for a few laps, but it'll all even out. So it's not the worst position to be in, especially with this not really being a drafting track. But I don't think it's the position to be in, if you're getting to pick and choose.
And it's definitely interesting to see what the guys are going to pick out here. I mean, we're around that halfway point. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what the leaders do out here, as they're going to probably have to come in here these next couple times. And that battle going on right now between Drew Lidke and Michael Carroll. Michael Carroll looking for the pass on Drew Lidke. Michael's still running that high line.
Tim Collier
He's
opts
got
to pit.
speed.
Nick Donati opts to pit. They're starting to come in already, Luke, and these are the guys that pit on lap 31. So, if they want to come in already, you got to imagine that some of the guys like Noah Loveridge and Jose Medina, who've been on longer sets of tires and fuel, probably want to come in here soon, too.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially seeing some of those other drivers going in now, they're definitely going to be considering it. And Ray Partridge is going to be going in. He's in P7. He's making his way into pit road. Leader AJ Benish is still out there. Joe Nathan's going in the pits right now. I'm reading him heading in. Joe Nathan heading in now. Leader's still opting to stay out.
Yeah, and here comes Noah Loveridge, I do believe. He's leaving the pits. My apologies. I think. No, he's going into the pits.
I was going in. I was
Okay.
going in. So is Marty Rogers. So is Scott Kukas. A lot of guys entering. Mike Higgins as well. A lot of guys exiting the pits. It's a mess out here. There's drivers all over the fucking track. it's tough to definitively say where a single soul is right now on this track. And I could sit here and watch the back straightaway, and I don't think we'd be able to go too long without seeing some cars.
Yeah, Mike Hagan's pitting as well. It looks like, so a few of those leaders, maybe all the top 5, top 7 guys are stretching as much as they can.
There's Chris Hudson going in. He's one of the leaders.
Yeah, Chris Hudson, first of the leaders to bite, so I'd assume the rest is coming here soon, Luke. I said they could probably get, if they saved their fuel, what did I say, 83? I said something early 80s. So, they're getting to that point where pitting is definitely in their best interest.
Yeah, and I think we're probably going to see it soon here, especially from the rest of the guys who took those earlier pits earlier. They're definitely going to be starting to feel it soon.
Yeah, and Luke, we saw a pretty spread out field, but this is where it's going to get even more spread out. Different strategies, different, box timings, different everything, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see, who prevails coming out of this cycle.
And Tommy Mitchell making his way in.
We still have 10 of the guys out here, though, that haven't pit, Luke, so it's about half and half as far as the field that was on the front, or on the lead lap goes. All the way from AJ Benish back to Stellian Tarlev, my apologies, and it's a 16-second gap, so it's going to be interesting. There goes Tarlev, he's into the pits. It's going to be interesting to see, how long these guys can really run it, and who's going to be the last to stay out. Any guesses?
Ooh. I don't know, but honestly, no, I really don't have a guess. Tarlev making his way into the pits now. They're starting to all slowly linger and make their way on in.
Yeah, it's a guessing game, honestly, at this point. How much have you saved? This track is wide open. It can be wide open, so maybe not too much fuel saving, but
they're wrecking back there across the back straightaway. That's some lap cars. That's Anthony James.
Anthony James gets into it with who is the question?
I believe that's Scott Kukas.
Oh!
The
Ray Partridge.
Turns 3 and 4.
Oh, good God.
Whoa, fuck me. And they were wrecking hard there. We're going to have to go back. I'm reading at least 4 cars that crashed there.
Yeah, and look, that's really going to benefit some of those guys that stayed out.
Yeah.
But it's also, I think, going to benefit Stellian Tarlev, because he had just come in, so I don't think,
Oof.
Oh, who's that right there in the 85? He's hard into it.
85, that's...
Brian Shavelski.
That's Brian. That's Brian, yeah. So
Unfortunate
it looks like,
for him.
From what I saw there, at least from what I'm analyzing, watch James here. He gets a little squirrely out of the exit. Gets a little loose. You can tell he kind of loses some speed there. These guys are coming up on him quick. The 242 goes a little high to try to avoid him. He saw him getting a bit squirrely. Gets up into the wall. I think that kind of rebounded him to come back down a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, if you look at where James's nose is pointed, though, it still looks like even when the blue car, I don't know who the hell it is, even when he's up into the wall trying to avoid it, it seems like Anthony James still has his nose pointed up towards him if you go back and take a look at it.
Oh, yeah. And you'll have to bear with me. I'm trying to scroll past all of the pit messages. We're seeing everybody making their way into the pits now, getting those fresh cars while we're watching this replay. So what were you wanting to watch here?
Watch Anthony James, just overhead, straight on, maybe chopper, just something where you can see where his nose is pointed at the point of contact, because it seems like he sorted it out. He got it pretty straight, and then lost it again.
Shoot, let's just watch his roll bar. I guarantee we'll see if he gets loose here.
Well, we know he got loose. He's loose right here. Seems like, though he has it sorted out, you see how he's still kind of drifting up the track, even though he's not loose anymore. It looks to me like, you can't put the blame on the guy on the high side simply because Anthony James just not giving him
I think
much
it's
room.
loose there.
He's loose there. I honestly
I think
think
he's held it together here.
yeah,
I
at
think
this
he's
point
got it
it looks
here.
like he's got it, but he's still kind of going up towards the wall like he doesn't know there's
Yeah,
one
he
on his
just
outside. And Kukas,
like, one more time I watch it at normal speed.
you see what I'm saying
I
about
just
him
don't think
not really
yeah, I just don't
correcting?
think he knew he was there.
Yeah. We could be
But
wrong.
regardless, yeah, we could be very wrong. Who knows? Maybe he did know he was there and he hates him. Who knows? We have no idea. But regardless, Brian catches a bit of a short end of the straw there, but he was still in that main pack group there. He remained in 6th place. But he no doubt took a pretty tough hit there, but actually a good recovery there.
Oh
My.
wait. Oh, Tim Collier too. We didn't I knew Ray
Oh,
Partridge was in it, but we didn't
goodness.
even see Tim get involved in that one. We're gonna have to go back and do a little bit more
Yeah,
analyzing. Let's take a look at the
goodness.
onboard
Let's.
of Tim Collier.
Oh my.
I'm
He
glad we
is
caught
running back
that.
and God, I didn't even see the end of that. Good Lord. This is Tim. They're wrecking like hell in front of him. He sees it. Oh, I mean, just literally nowhere to go for Tim Collier,
Oh, and
unfortunately,
look,
there. And yes,
they're green.
we're green. We're green, ladies and gentlemen.
we
And
looked
it's
we looked
we
at the
got a little
Rex a
carried away
little too
watching the
long.
Rex. Well, we're green out here once again at Kansas.
Yeah, and that's
It's
gonna
looking like it's going to be 1 through 14 on the lead lap.
yeah, that's gonna pin a lot of those guys a lap down on a little bit earlier strategy, including Connor Patton, Jose Medina, Mike Higgins, Tim Collier, and then those are just the cars a lap down. There's multiple others that are multiple laps down, but getting the lucky dog there is going to be Mitchell. Donati is going to get a wave around. I do believe. I don't think he was back on the lead lap, but regardless, AJ Benish still leads us when Schmeier, Carroll, McCaffrey, Lidkey, Pitzenbarger, Nathan Shabelsky, Hudson, and Loveridge are your top 10.
And boy, the field is fanning out a cry. I love. I mean, okay, so I just got this track. I love how they fan out there near the end across the start finish. I think that is so cool.
Hopefully, we see them all fan out 4 wide at the very end of the race.
A little bit of wall rubbing there. That's around. Where is that? That's around the battle for. I don't know why it says 3rd. That's like 6th, 7th. No, that is up there pretty high. I didn't realize Devin was that high up. Devin and some of the other guys in the Leverage team has made their way up pretty high. Chris Hudson, he's cycled back into 8th place off that restart, but AJ Benish still holding strong for his lead out here. It seems like that's been a big talk of the whole race tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, Jeff Schmeier's got a lot of short run speed from what we've seen in the past, so I wouldn't leave him out by any means. But right now, AJ Benish out here got a 6/10 of a second lead. Oh, how about Chris Hudson and Drew Lidkey, teammates in a pretty hot battle for 7th place right now? As, it seems like everyone around there is pretty stacked.
Yeah, just not much room to go there. We'll maybe look at the overhead there. Noah Loveridge around that whole pack. That whole pack is just stuffed up.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys are a lap down, Luke. Jose Medina right there. Never mind, I'm wrong. That's not even Jose Medina. Some of them are down a lap, though, I do believe.
AJ Benish is still your leader. They're approaching a lap car here, I believe. That's going to be Ray Partridge. Partridge.
Idiot!
I don't know what. Partridge. What the fuck is wrong with me? Kevin, we're starting to wind this race down. The laps are slowly leaving us out here. It's lap 91 of 134. The window of opportunity is going to slowly start to close here for some of these guys near the back of the pack as the leaders are starting to make up some ground, and you can see some of the guys on the map right now starting to fade off.
Yeah, and we got guys all the way about 6 seconds back already, and we're only about 5-10 laps into this run. And it seems like, some of these guys are holding pace better than others. The big gap I'm seeing is between, P2 of Jeff Schmeier and Michael Carroll. It's about a second and a half back. You can see it right now on your screen. But other than that, I mean, they're all pretty evenly spaced out. AJ Benish is still your leader out here, as he's just, putting up laps to the best of his ability. Jeff Schmeier is closing in on him. But as of now, he's got about a 6-7 car lead. Nick Donati at the back of the front of the pack, or back of the lead lap pack. That's what I'm trying to say. They got about
And he's
14
not onto their
cars on
draft.
that. Not onto draft if there is any, but I think if that's more of a maybe not taking his lines as quickly as the guys in front of him.
Yeah, tough to say, but he's going to have to start getting things together if he wants to get up into that top 10. He is losing time fast on them. AJ Benish and Jeff Schmeier still your front two runners, Kevin. Michael Carroll, another one of ninth gear zone, running not too far off of him in third place. I mean, it seems like it's been between AJ Benish and Jeff Schmeier pretty much the majority of the night out here tonight so far, Kevin.
Yeah, no doubt. And Michael Carroll's made up a decent bit of time on the lead. He's got a lot of speed right now. He's made up about a second. You want to check last lap timing?
Yeah, let's take a look here. As
Yeah,
they're getting ready
look
to
at
start
that.
across the start finish here, we'll see a good refresh of them.
Yeah, Michael Carroll putting up the best laps I'm seeing, and it's not really close out here, Luke.
No, he is he's really on his high horse out here, starting to catch up to these guys in P1 and 2. He's starting to close the gap. And speaking of that, let's switch back. He's getting close, Kevin.
Jeff Schmeier's looking outside, but Michael Carroll's also lurking to make that a 3-car battle. As the two leaders are side by side, Jeff Schmeier looking for the pass on the outside of AJ Benish. I don't think he's
going to have it.
Clear going into the turn. He's going to have to stay up high there. He could drop now, but there would be no point in doing that. He's going to have a lot of extra speed here, and he's got the pass.
Yeah, completely. And now Michael Carroll looking for the pass on AJ Benish. He's going to get it going to the inside there on the turn. AJ Benish going to file in behind Michael Carroll. Devin McCaffrey not too far off of AJ Benish now, because he's making up some time on him. That's going to leave the lead now to Jeff Schmeier. He's had his moments out here in the lead, but he's majority majority of this race he's been tailing behind AJ Benish, so he's getting his good runs in the lead out here right now. But they are approaching Ray Partridge here. They're not too far off of him. Michael Carroll now getting up close to Jeff Schmeier. He's made up some time, and he's running that high line with speed. Michael Carroll really found his groove out here. He is on a run right now, Kevin.
Yeah, and approaching lap 100 out here. There's only 34 to go. Hoping he doesn't burn up these tires too fast if you're a Michael Carroll fan, but I mean, it just seems like he's got some nitrous or something. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, he's fucking flying. 30 seconons up already. Or
if he was 30 seconds up already, Luke, I mean,
you know what I mean.
But, anyways,
3/10 of a second.
Not too many battles going on throughout the field. Drew Lidke and Brian Shabelsky seem to be the closest other than the leaders, but AJ Benish about to fall to Devin McCaffrey now, actually, so they're battling pretty good if you want to take a look. it came and it went. Devin McCaffrey's around AJ Benish as he falls back to P4.
And it seems like AJ Benish is losing some speed out here. Maybe tire wear starting to show up there for the man with the most laps led out here tonight so far. Now, are they able to finish the race out here? Or are they gonna have to come back in?
Luke, that's the question, right? I mean, what we saw from last time, they put about 48 laps on their tanks. They came in at 81. Let's say that cycles to about 83 after pacing around a little bit more. 83 to 134 is about 51. So it'd be about 3 laps more than what they put on their tanks last time. Could they get 3 more laps out of, what we saw last time? Uh Too tough to say. I really couldn't make an honest call on that.
I mean, I guess we'll just have to
In,
wait and see as we're watching the rear view of Ray Partridge. As the leaders are going to be starting to make their way towards him here before too long. He's going to be going, I believe, another lap down out here. But they're single file for the lead right now. It's going to be Michael Carroll now with the lead. Jeff Schmeier in second, and Devin McCaffrey running in third place. McCaffrey opting to run that higher line there, as well as Chris Hudson, it seems, and a lot of the other guys behind him.
Carroll's leading by about 4/10 of a second, but that hasn't really moved in a while. We saw him game. Oh, caution flag
Yellow flag, yellow
flies,
flag.
and Mike Higgins is around. Mike Higgins hard into that one. Not quite sure how it happened. We're gonna have to go back and watch.
Yeah, I'm reading him and Anthony James once again. Seems like we've been calling Anthony James involved in these quite a bit tonight. He has got to be feeling that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, they're right next to each other. Let's see.
Oh, and Mike hard into the wall. Let's go back and watch maybe
Anthony,
something from the back where we can see.
We'll watch right here on the back straightaway. We'll watch the chase.
James is following pursuit, kind of taking a higher line. Comes down.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
And then right when he tries to come up side by side, Mike Higgins goes into the wall, and that's going to collect both of them. Who's neither of them had the best luck so far in this race. Neither of them were on the lead lap. So fortunate it didn't collect any of the front runners, but at the same time, that's kind of the nail in the coffin for them. I do want to believe. But
Yep,
here come the pits. Yeah, like I said, it was definitely a maybe on if they had it in them to make it to the end. But I mean, I don't think any of them want to take an unnecessary risk like that. They're all going to come in. They all still have a set of tires too. I'd assume now would be the time that they want to get those, with only 28 to go out here.
Yep, and I'm seeing a lot of trucks on jacks out there, and I'm seeing
Uh-oh.
one truck going in backwards.
Yep.
That's the 68 up there, and he's having some issues getting to his pit stall, I believe. That's the 68 of Tommy Mitchell.
Yeah, and I don't think
And it's
AJ
gonna be-
Benish took tires there.
I don't think so, because he's
He came out hell of a lot sooner than any of the other guys.
that he did, and he's going to be leading when we go green this time by with Michael Carroll on his outside. Schmeier and Hudson going to be behind them on that second row.
And I think the strategy there, Luke, is they got one more set of tires if they want to use them. But AJ Benish may be believing we're going to see another caution before we get to the end here, and maybe saving that set for a little sprint run towards the end. If we were to get another caution, he can put them on.
And who knows, that just might be the thing that gets him, a better position out here. It's tough to say. Is we still got quite a bit of racing left out here. We got a little under 30 laps to go out here, but I just have a feeling from what we've seen so far, I don't imagine they're going to make it any any more easy driving out here for the remainder of this race, if I had to take a guess. What are you thinking, Kevin?
I couldn't tell you, Luke. I don't know which strategy's better. I could tell you which one I think I'd do. I think I'd go in and just take all four tires here, and then maybe not push it 100% here. Take the tires, save them if you can, and then if another caution were to come, you wouldn't have the best advantage, but you wouldn't be in the worst position either. And then if a caution weren't to come, same thing goes. You wouldn't be in the best position, you wouldn't be in the worst either. Don't know what's gonna happen. Don't know what's actually the best because I'm just an idiot broadcaster. But I can't tell you that's what I'd do.
Yeah, and like we've been saying all night, it's definitely going to be a night of strategy out here. And AJ Binish definitely on a different one than the majority of the other drivers out here, and it's going to be definitely interesting to see if it pays off in his benefit out here.
We're green out
I hope
here,
the stream
Luke.
can't hear that. My neighbor's dog just will not shut the hell up.
Yeah, I thankfully can't hear that, but we're green out here, and AJ Benish in the lead with Michael Carroll trying to find a way around. He looks to the outside. We're 2x2 though, all the way through. And Jeff Schmeier trying to make it 3 wide, but Michael Carroll's going to close that up, and he goes to the lead. As it appears the tires are showing out here.
Oh, yeah.
As Schmeier and Carroll, both shoot out of a cannon and get around Benish. Benish is going to fall to fourth on Hudson, with McCaffrey riding in fifth, trying to find his way around as well.
I mean, if you could hear this, Kevin, you would think
I
there's
can
someone
hear it every
breaking into
once
my
in a
neighbor's
while.
house.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll get a couple barks in.
I'll just know there's a lot more in between those. I said you'd think someone's trying to break in, but
Jeff Schmeier gets around Michael Carroll, as does Chris Hudson, and they're running 1-2 right now with Devin McCaffrey running behind in fourth and Joe Nathan in fifth. AJ Benish is falling back to eighth here. Luke, probably about what he expected, honestly, not taking the tires. But it seems like Jeff Schmeier is just putting it on right now.
yeah, he's got a good groove figured out right now. But Chris Hudson not too far off behind him, and Michael Carroll trailing behind the two of them.
When they're fanning on the backstretch, as somebody hit the wall a little bit.
Jeff Schmeier running the high line. That's going to give the inside to Chris Hudson, who's got some speed. He's going to be now right up on the bumper of Jeff Schmeier. They're single file wide all the way through. They're not wanting to risk things too much out here with just so many short laps to go out here. It's going to be 22 laps to go when we go across the start finish this time. And it's going to be pretty close out there for the lead. It's going to be Hudson and Schmeier. They're pretty close, and it's going to be a nail biter for a finish out here. We're seeing a lot of the guys opting to take some high lines out here right now with just 20 laps to go. So maybe a little bit of late tire saving here for the last couple laps from some of these guys.
Yeah, 20 laps, 22 laps, definitely still a long bit of racing left. So, you can't get tunnel vision and just start burning off your tires. You gotta, time it right that you don't lose all your tires before the checkered flag comes. So, some of these guys probably still saving out here. Some of these guys probably saving a little bit less. It's all gonna come down, and at the end, I think we'll have a pretty good of an idea as to who saved them the best.
Yeah, and like we always say, only time will tell out here.
Oh,
Ooh, getting a little loose there, getting a little squirrely.
that's Chris Hudson. He went pretty hard into the wall there. Fortunate enough, he was able to save it, but hopefully he didn't have any damage because that was a little bit more than just rubbing the wall. He whacked it, Luke.
Being honest, I was looking at Streamlabs or OBS.
Just
Figure
take
out.
my word for it. It was a nice
Oh,
hit.
I will. I will. But they're still single file all the way through out here. Chris Hudson didn't seem to take, too much damage, if any, because he's still on pace with the leaders out here.
Michael Carroll, though, I mean, he's pushing it.
Peeking at the inside.
He's really trying to get it up there on the inside of Jeff Schmeier. I mean, we got 17 laps to go, but I'm sure being in the front just, you know, wouldn't.
It's always gonna have its advantages.
Yeah, nobody would be upset with being in the lead right now.
No doubt. Get your choice of a line, get your choice of pretty much anything, and Michael Carroll's going to go for it. And he's going to have it going into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's all about
He'll
the
be able to
exit.
hold on to it, getting ready to go into the exit of turn 4. They're running close. Jeff Schmeier still has the lead out here, but they're about door to door out here, side by side racing for the lead.
Pay attention to Chris Hudson too, because he's right there with them. I mean, he's not really anywhere off of them 3/10 of a second. He can make a move if these guys start fighting each other enough.
15 laps to go out here. All the leaders opting to run that high line. They're trying to save those tires, I have to imagine. Michael Carroll rubbing the wall a little bit there on the turn 2 exit.
Yeah, 15 laps to go here, Luke. Still a decent chunk of racing out here. Gonna be interesting to see, who starts taking what lines out here. Because we're gonna see some speed differences once it's go time, which I would assume is the last 10 laps of this race.
Oh, yeah. Jeff Schmeier opting to run the inside line now. Michael Carroll and Chris Hudson both still running that high line. Like we've been saying all night, it all comes down to strategy, and this is about the time where we're going to see it all start to pay off out here. Laps and laps of hard work and planning here. It's all going to come down here to the very end of this thing, Kevin. Assuming we stay green, that is.
Yep.
Can all change in a second.
There's still
We've seen it happen before.
There's still a couple of drivers out here that I would imagine would be pretty happy to see a caution fly. Tim Collier looking for a lucky dog. AJ Benish looking for a new set of tires. I'm sure there's a couple more that, wouldn't be too upset with a caution to fly, but as for the leaders, they're focused on getting to the end of this race.
Yeah, and right now, Jeff Schmeier, he's had the lead here for the most part since the restart after, as you know, AJ Benish not electing to take tires back there that last pit, we imagine. And he's been commanding most of these laps out here, and he's really opting to run that inside line here from what we've seen. So he's definitely opting to burn those tires a little more than some of those guys on the outside.
Yeah, and here's where a move could be made. They're right on the tail of each other, all three of them. I mean, you'd think this is a drafting track more than it is just based off that look right there, but 12 to go here, boys. Let's not act like it's the last lap now.
And the move will have to be made here before too long. It's going to be 10 laps to go here next time they go by. And there it goes. Chris Hudson looking for the inside. He's going to make his move, and he's got some speed.
What in? Oh, that was. Oh, thanks for the follow, Mike. That sound just scared the hell out of me. I don't know why that was so loud, but it just I mean scared the shit out of me.
Happens to the best of us.
But yeah, Hudson looks to the bottom here, and he's gonna have a lot of speed coming through it, and he's gonna get the
Oh, getting up
pass.
into the exit wall there is some of the guys in the lead. I think that was Chris Hudson and Michael Carroll.
Yeah, that's gonna kill a lot of their speed. That's what the 22 car wants to see.
Oh no. With just 9 laps remaining, can Jeff Schmeier hang on to this lead? As Chris Hudson and Michael Carroll try to hunt him down.
Chris Hudson's just about caught back up. He's only about 1.15 off right now, whereas he was almost half a second back after the incident. Michael Carroll, he's still about that half a second mark, lurking back there, maybe taking these lines a little high still. We got 8 to go, still plenty of racing. I mean, I don't think you feel safe if you're any of those three guys, especially with this this race could not stay green for the rest of it. It's really hard to say. Also, it seems like Devin McCaffrey has a decent bit of speed in 4th place, maybe picking up a little bit of time on 1 through 3.
And Michael Carroll kind of hanging off here from the front two. Got to wonder if that's just some tire wear or if he's just hanging back a little bit on purpose, saving some tires maybe.
Yeah, and I think we're going to find out very shortly, Luke, because there's only 7 short laps left in this one.
Yeah,
Right now it's Schmeier and Hudson in a battle with each other as they're both going down. Hudson trying to get his nose in there, and he does. He's going to look for the pass through this turn.
Into the back straightaway. Jeff Schmeier, he's clear, and he's all the way up there in front still.
And he looks to the inside again, and this time he's got more speed than last. Chris Hudson takes a peek at the lead. He's got it for now, but here comes the exit speed by the 22 car of Schmeier, and he's going to shoot out of a cannon and clear him back. Oh, but he's not clear anymore.
Not quite.
He opts to stay up there just an extra half a second, and that could be all it takes.
They're side by side here going across the tri-oval.
Yeah,
so we're going to leave a little bit of a window of opportunity here for Michael Carroll to catch some speed.
They're racing now, Luke. I mean, we got 4 laps to go. There's no holding back at this point. They're side by side. Chris Hudson on the bottom, Jeff Schmeier on the top. Schmeier clears.
Completes the pass. Yeah, he's got the pass. Just 4 laps to go. Michael Carroll hanging not too far off of him. I imagine with just 3 laps to go this time by, they're going to be trying to make the move. And there it is again from Chris Hudson, trying for the inside once again.
Yeah, and
Seems
he's got
to
his
be
nose
that
down
outside
there.
line's got more speed.
They're side by side racing. As I'm sure Chris Hudson is looking for a clear going through the turns, but he's not going to get it. Jeff Schmeier on the outside. Michael Carroll got a lot of speed on the backstretch here. He's back into the mix. Jeff Schmeier maintains the lead right now with Hudson in second, Carroll in third. But how about Devin McCaffrey? He's made up all that time, and he's back in the mix too, only 0.8 of a second back. 2 laps to go, though. Whatever happens has to happen now. They're side-by-side racing. Hudson looks to the bottom once again. He's got a lot of speed. But he's not going to clear it. Once again, same story. Here comes Jeff Schmeier. He's actually going to clear that. As we're going through the turns, looking for the white flag here. Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Michael Carroll's right on their tail. So is Devin McCaffrey. This has become more than just a 2-car race here, Luke. White flag is in the air. They're racing each
Yeah,
other.
and
Chris Hudson's
they're
pushing
close.
Schmeier, looking for any speed he can get on it.
Michael Carroll gaining fast. He's
Michael
up on the
Carroll.
bumper of Chris Hudson.
Yeah, he's looking for it. The move's going to be made here in 1 and 2. Chris Hudson looks to the bottom as they're side by side.
Michael Carroll got a lot of speed getting up on these guys. This is exactly what he wants.
Completely
He's
even down the backstretch. Carroll looks to the inside. Schmeier fades. Hudson's clear. Hudson doesn't take it, though. Here we go, into the tri-oval. The move is made.
Jeffsick on the infield. The bump.
Oh, and Chris Hudson's
going
to win.
Hudson.
Jeff Schmeier gets second. Michael Carroll third. Devin McCaffrey fourth. And Brian Schabelsky P5.
Man, what an exciting finish to a wild race out here at Kansas, Kevin.
Yeah, let's go back and look and see how that final pass attempt went for Jeff Schmeier. You know, it was a Hail Mary. It really shows. I mean, he drops to the bottom here, and his car is beating and banging. He's through the grass.
Little sideways there. Holds on to it. Michael Carroll gives him the bump.
Right across the start-finish line.
They both get a little loose there afterwards, but everyone holds it together in a clean finish despite an impressive pass attempt for Jeff Schmeier. But a great win for Chris Hudson. As we wait for the official results to roll through. There they are. Chris Hudson first, Jeff Schmeier in second, Michael Carroll getting 3, and that's in your podium. Finishing just outside of the podium, it's going to be Devin McCaffrey, Brian Zabelski, Joe Nathan, Stelian Tarlev, Drew Lidke, and Dennis, the janitor Pitzenbarger, just to name a few, and Marty Rogers to round off the top 10, and many more to follow. Only, I want to say, 15 cars finishing on the lead lap out here tonight, Kevin, and we're seeing some nice victory shitties out here for Chris Hudson.
Well, I'll meet you over in the CMS Discord. Let's get some interviews rolling tonight.
Yeah, let's get her going. Speaking.
Absolutely love that music every single time, Luke. It never gets old to me.
Never does to me either, Kevin. Always makes me happy.
As we round out. Try to get the top 3 in here as we always do.
And a blown motor to end the race there for Chris Hudson after the victory shitties. Love to see it.
You love to see it. Let's go 3, 2, 1 as Chris is still celebrating a little. Let's get your P3 finisher in here first, Michael Carroll. Hey, Michael, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, you had a good run all the way through there. You were running P3 for a while there, following the battle between Schmeier and Hudson. You found that speed there in those last about 4 or 5 laps, and you caught up to him there with the white flag. It looked like you might have just needed one more. You know, talk us through how the finish of that race went?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think I really found too much speed. I felt like I was moving, but really just them going side by side was really helping me reel them in. Unfortunately, though, earlier on in that stint, me and Chris got together a little bit. I felt pretty good right through there after we got together. Just it seemed like the car just didn't feel as good as I wanted it to. I don't think I had too much damage. I mean, it was just a scrape, but yeah, and I guess it wore out a little bit more than I thought. Tried to give her everything I had there till the end, but just didn't have enough.
Yeah, and, you know, still getting the podium finish out here, a P3 at Kansas. You know, looking forward, next week we have a different type of track. How do you feel with the road course coming up in the schedule?
I dabble a little bit in road course racing, not too much on the truck, so I'll have to put in a lot of track time and be ready for it. So hoping I can get a good finish there too.
All right, we appreciate the interview. Congratulations on getting a P3 finish out here, Michael. Anyone like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Leverage Motorsports, Ninth Gear for putting me on their team. Thanks for the interviews. Thanks for the broadcast, and Tim for hosting these CMS races, letting us come out here every night.
Hey, we appreciate it, Michael. Congratulations. That was Michael Carroll with a P3 finish out here. Luke, next we're going to get in. Your second place finisher gave it his all, had it at the end, and just came up an inch short. Is going to be Jeff Schmeier. Hey, Jeff, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man, what a battle. That was super exciting for us to watch those last, I want to say 20 or so laps ever since that last pit stop. You and Chris were fighting it out, and it seemed like you had the advantage. He kept looking to the bottom. You kept holding him off until there, with maybe 2 or 3 laps to go. Seemed like he picked up the speed and just barely got you there at the finish line. You want to talk us through how that last run of about 20 laps went?
Yeah, I was doing my once I got the lead, I was doing my best to try to save as much tire as I can, just so I had a little bit at the end. And when eventually Chris was able to catch me, and I just held it on the top side as long as I could, and just hoping that it would stick and I wouldn't end up in the wall. But luckily, I managed to hold him off just until that last lap, and I think I had a chance to get him right off of turn 4, but I chose the grass instead of the outside lane. So uh, that's a tough one, but because I love this track, but yeah, just a tad short.
Yeah, and it was a great run for you, regardless of finishing first or second. Good points day for you. Good run there off the last restart, and you looked fast all day. I'm gonna ask you as well. We're looking at, I think, Road America is just this next week, so I gotta ask, how do you feel looking into a track like that?
Road America's all right. I mean, I'm not too bad at the road courses. At least at least comparable to uh some other people, but um hopefully it's just about keeping your tires cool and just getting a and just knowing your braking points and everything like that. So uh yeah, I'm excited for Road America.
Yeah, definitely exciting to watch what you did tonight, and looking forward to seeing what you can do in the following race or the coming races. Congratulations on the P2 finish out here, Jeff. Anyone like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, of course I got to thank my Dog Bear team. I'm glad I got a good finish because Ray didn't got caught up in some trouble there. So should hopefully our points will even out compared to other guys. And then of course I got to thank my parents and my lovely wife and my in-laws. They all watch this race. They all watch these races with me. I just want to say I love you guys.
All right, we appreciate it, Jeff, and congratulations on the podium finish tonight.
Thank you, sir.
That was Jeff Schmeier. Luke got a second place finish after a crazy fight there in the last handful of laps with Chris Hudson. Let's get the man himself in here and talk to him and see he's excited about taking home the victory tonight.
Yeah, let's hear what he's got to say.
Hey, Chris, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Hey guys, gotcha.
Hey, man, what a battle there at the end. It seemed like Jeff was holding you off for as long as he could. You kept peeking at the inside. It kept, almost being there. And then there towards the very end of the race, last lap or two, you got on your horse and you were able to make the pass and hold him off coming to the checkered flag. You want to talk us through how that finish to that race went?
Yeah, that was man, what a fun ending to that race, especially because I got the win. But it was such a battle there between Jeff and Michael and I. We were just going at it there, all the way to the end. I he had that top line locked up, and that's kind of where I wanted to be. But I kind of was forced to try to make the bottom line work. So I was able to at least get beside him a little bit, and kind of then Michael started catching us, and I knew that was going to bring in another element. So I was just trying to hang on, trying to be patient, and trying to figure out how I could get around him. But no, I mean, absolutely awesome racing with these guys, and yeah, super thrilled to get the win.
Yeah, and it seemed like with about 8, 9 laps to go, you and Michael were both looking to pass Jeff. They had a lot of speed, and you maybe got into each other a little bit. You want to talk us through how that went and how that affected, you guys, your momentum there coming to the finish?
Yeah, that was super scary. That's my fault. That was my fault totally. He was kind of looking on the top You know, and as I was kind of releasing the wheel and going to the wall, my spotter said car outside, and it was a little bit too late then. But I mean, I knew he was going to be going there, and I should have just kind of lifted a little bit more. But you know, we just barely rubbed bumpers there, and it was enough to kind of put me into the wall. But luckily, we didn't lose too much momentum. So yeah, no, I mean my fault there, but yeah, I was happy to be able to recover, and I don't think either of us got hurt too bad there.
Yeah, and a great recovery it was. I'm gonna ask you same question I just asked both the other guys. We're looking at Road America next week. It's a little bit different than what we've seen in the past with CMS. How do you feel looking into a track like that?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I love racing these cars on road courses. They're, you know, the big, heavy loaves of bread trying to get them around the courses. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's a fun challenge. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good kind of break from the regular ovals we've been doing. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a interesting change to the lineup here.
Yeah, well, we appreciate the interview, Chris. Congratulations on the win tonight. Congratulations on all the success you've had. Look forward to seeing what you can do in the coming races this season. Anyone like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, shout out to my teammates. Brian, he finished in 5th tonight. He's my teammate here in the points, so we're trying to put Can-Am on the top. So shout out to the team and you know, to the league. As always, you know, if you guys aren't racing with the league, come on out. It's a super fun league, awesome guys. It's just a blast to come out here and race every week. And yeah, as always, thanks to you guys. You know, the broadcast is just getting better and better. So I really appreciate what you guys are doing, and looking forward to watching it.
Hey, we appreciate it, Chris. Congratulations to you and congratulations to Can-Am for a good points day.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks. That was your race winner, Luke Chris Hudson, and that's going to about round out the interview portion of this broadcast. Heard from the top three, and that's really what we were looking at on those last 20 laps. With the exception of maybe Devin, he got a lot of speed there at the end, but it was a very entertaining finish. Luke, any final thoughts about that race?
Shoot, I mean, pretty much the same for me out here. Thanks to the viewers for coming out and watching. Thanks for the drivers for putting on a good display for us. And what kind of races we looking forward to out here, Kevin? What do we got upcoming?
Well, next Sunday we're going to have Road America with CMS, but before then we're going to see Thursday night with the Burnt Rubber Racing organization. I think that goes green at 8:30. And then Friday night we have R&R. I don't know where that is, but it'll be green at about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So, just pay attention to the schedule if you want to see some more, contested races out here. Super exciting stuff happening with ninth gear as well, as we are starting to get into the works of getting our Memorial Day cars out. So once we have those figured out, we'll get some posts out. But I think that's about all I got for tonight.
Yeah, and you want to close us out tonight, Kevin?
Yeah, sure. This has been, Ninth Gear Broadcasting. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope everyone has a safe